Life with K story time today. So we're gonna continue with RNA because I did miss some things in there, but it don't matter. So actually in RNA, we didn't even have clothing yet. I forgot that they put us in an orange jumpsuit, and I was just sitting back reminiscing and thinking about my time spent in RNA, and I thought about it like I remember I literally almost got a ticket because I took my jumpsuit off. Like I would take my jumpsuit off at night because it used to get so hot in those cells. Like the cells was like they had swamp coolers, but in the wintertime they had heaters. And I don't really know how to explain that, but I remember one particular night it had to be like early in the morning because the guard came by, knocked real hard, like doom 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 on the window with the end of his flashlight because I was laying there with my jumpsuit off. So yeah, at that point in my sentence, I wasn't even in regular clothing just yet. I was in a jumpsuit. And they gave us two jumpsuits, I believe. I think I had a small and like a 3X. It's still crazy though. Being an RNA, it made me meditate a lot. And mainly because I think I was still in shock with actually being in prison, on top of us being locked down 23 hours a day, and only was able to get out 1 hour for breakfast and lunch. Because when they brought dinner, which was sandwiches, they would bring them. They would bring them to the chute, and the chute it was like this big, and it's at the bottom of the door. And they had unlocked the door. They had unlocked the chute, and they had shoved the sandwiches in there. One morning, while meditating, a song came to my head. This is how I know that God is real. And yeah, maybe it took up for me to be right here today to realize that, but this particular moment, it made me feel that God was definitely with me on this journey. I ain't gonna lie, that low key made me emotional because I kept hearing that song. Every time I meditate, I kept hearing that song. I kept hearing that song. Every little thing is gonna be all right, and I felt it. I felt it in my heart, even though logic, my brain, and the reality of my situation was letting me know like it's not gonna be all right. Like you got 10 years in this bitch. Like it's not gonna be all right. But that song kept coming to me, and I know, it had to be God. It had to be God. It couldn't have been nobody else but God. Yo, I remember I ain't want to live no more. I ain't want to live no more. I'm like 10 years. I can't do 10 years. Not away from my family, not away from my daughter. I can't do this. I can't do this, God. You gotta get this. You gotta get this. You gotta get this journey to somebody else because it's ain't with me. And I know it's my fault that I put myself in a fucked up situation. I know it was, but being told like you gotta sit down for 10 years, you might as well say you ain't gonna never see your family again.